Countdown speed. 1, take 1.
Hi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Sip. I'm Ryland Adams, of course, joined by...
Lizzie Gordon.
Hello, everybody. I have a bone to pick with this biatch.
Oh, of course you
I
do.
have had it. Okay, although this is the first episode you're seeing of this Colorado trip, it's actually the third episode we filmed, and I don't think I've ever come onto this podcast and not done my hair, not had a full look. But you know what? We went to breakfast this morning. We filmed 2 episodes yesterday. We're a little tired. We're a little haggard.
He's got green eyeliner on. You'll understand soon.
In a fun, crazy way. Like, this is going to be crazy and chaotic and so much fun. But Lizzie's like, no, let's just wear what we wore to breakfast. We did a 55-minute walk to breakfast, 3 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us go, girls. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those days in Colorado where it's like sunny. It's a brisk fall morning, but it's like the perfect temperature, and it's like, should I stay here forever? But I know that doom and that
it's
winter,
just trying to lure you back in,
that
girl.
gloom is coming in.
Yeah.
No, you just, out of everybody I know, is like threatening. If I don't come back to Los Angeles, there will be a problem.
There will be blood.
But I do think you, more than anybody, will sit with me and be there in it and not really complain. You'll just be like, look at us holding 2 babies.
My biggest fear is that you're going to hate how much I claim these children.
But okay, hold on. My whole point from that was like, we were just going to be like casual girlies wearing what we wore to brunch. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. Let's fire up the equipment. And she's like, let me just cover up this set. 20 minutes later, I was like, I could have done my hair. I could have gotten a full outfit. I could have served a look.
No, we're serving look. Do you know what we're giving?
What?
The Olsen twins in It Takes Two, or any other 90s movie they did.
I feel like it's a nice fall outfit. You stole my favorite jacket, which Lizzie has been stealing all of, not only my clothing, but Shane's clothing. No. I let her borrow, without Shane's permission, one of Shane's hoodies that was in one of our last episodes, and to my knowledge, or not to, behind my back.
No, in front of your face,
you took
bitch.
that outfit home.
I said goodbye. I'm wearing this sweater home.
I
said
distressed.
goodbye. The fact that we're talking about this on air is terrifying.
What do you mean?
What if Shane finds out?
I always say he's never going to find out, but then somehow he always finds out.
You show him. You tell him. It's shocking that he found out, Lizzie. I told him. That's what you said.
Do we have too much headroom?
No.
I don't know. This was... You know why? Because last night we had hats on that were like super high.
Spoiler alert.
Let me just go down one.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, there we go. How does that look?
Intimate.
Better. So we tried this new setup because Chris obviously isn't with us. He was busy for like one of our 2-day shoots, so he was going to fly out on Monday, but then we got crazy and we filmed 2 episodes in one day, and I was like, it would be crazy for you to travel all day long to do 1 episode. So Chris is not with us for this chunk of episodes. But I was going somewhere with that. Oh no.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, this setup. So I was like, let's try this new like intimate feeling setup where it's just us girls holding these mics. And afterwards I was like, that went really well. Like, I liked holding the microphone. And she's like, really? Because my hand was cramping.
Oh, I'm already hunching over trying to support myself with this microphone.
This mic is 2 pounds.
That's a lot.
We're gonna have
2 pounds? Are you joking? Is this literally 2 pounds?
I mean, I made that up.
Okay, I was gonna say that's a lot.
I bet it's more than that. These are hefty mics.
There's no way this is more than 2 pounds. Should we weigh them?
But I'm saying we're gonna have babies in hands at all time. Like,
we're not gonna hold our babies up to our faces like this.
How do you know? It might be like this. Pretty similar.
Well, it's gonna rest on your shoulder. We're not resting these mics on our
shoulders.
shoulders.
Grow up. You go to Orange Theory every day.
This is a different muscle. We don't often work our wrist muscles.
Okay, so while we were walking to breakfast, I can't go somewhere before I have a bowel movement.
Yeah.
And so I had to drink my coffee. I had to chug my water. I'm like 2 bottles of water deep, coffee deep, and we embark on our 3-mile trail to breakfast.
Yes.
I had to pee so bad. And I'm a pee in public kind of girly. I know that like is not great.
That's going to get a blue check mark by your name in a bad way. You know that, right?
I know. Well, that is, you can become a registered bad thing for doing that. And that's why I'm very cautious about where I go. I mean, most of the time it's
you could
at
just
my
also
own
not
house.
Oh, you can pee all over your own house.
And I do that. Like, I go out of my way to go outside to pee because it's like the toilet. It's like, what if something gets on the toilet? Then I have to wipe it down.
You go out of your way to go outside to pee?
Not out of my way. Like, if I'm letting the dogs out, I go out with the dogs and we all piss together. Oh, you know, it's like, We're all just taking a nice casual pee outside.
I love that.
I've been like that forever.
Stupid.
And so we're walking and I'm like, oh no, we still have 2 miles. I have to pee so bad. And you were the one encouraging me to pee. But Lizzie was like, well, if you go, I was like, I'll just go towards the tree and then nobody, it will just be like, I'm looking for a snake. And she's like, but people will see your butt. And I was like,
Oh yeah, because you pull your pants down to pee.
what? What? Aren't you married to a man? No man, like
I don't know that
what,
my husband's
you
like-
think you walk into the male bathroom where there's just the urinals and
Listen.
everyone's asses are exposed?
Yes, I did.
No,
It seems crazy.
you just-
That's
if
why
you're
I
wearing
always thought it was
sweatpants-
weird that people go pee together as men. I'm like, that's a lot.
well, no, you just pull the front down, or that's why you have a button and a
Have
zipper.
you seen all your male friends' penises?
No, but I'm just saying, like, what did you think the like button and the zipper was for?
I have a button and a zipper, and I sit to piss.
Well, I know you sit to piss, but I'm saying like guys at urinals aren't just like pulling their pants to their ankles to go pee.
I
You
didn't
just
think
have
they
to
were
get
the
the
ankles. I
dick
thought they
out.
were thigh deep. Like I thought they were mid thigh.
That visual is crazy that you thought we're always going in these urinals and just like not slapping asses, but like
Sliding asses
yeah,
out.
sliding asses out. No, that's not how that works.
Well, I know now.
And the urinals that don't have the dividers it's like too much to go like with somebody you're related to.
Yeah.
Like I still try to like stack times if I know the person and there's not like a middle part because it's just weird.
It's too much.
To like have your penis out while you're just like at a football game like cheersing with your beer. With
If you're
dicks
cheersing, who's
right
holding
next-
your dick?
What?
Who's gonna hold your dick if you're cheersing?
If you have boys one day,
Yeah.
you're gonna figure it out. And if I have girls one day, I'm gonna figure it out.
I mean, girls are so much better.
Okay.
I just mean in general,
Which part?
all parts. I might be biased, but I think girls are great. And you know, women can do anything.
I know. That is something I know. Okay. What did you put about prank calling Brittany and who is Brittany and what is Brittany? I don't have my Wi-Fi hooked up. Is this something
we
we
can't
can do?
prank call her.
Who? But which Brittany are you referring to? There's no
but it's-
context.
Okay, I know,
other
I know.
than prank call
I
Brittany.
know. Okay, so I was talking to my best friend Haley on the phone, and her little sister Brittany is like an out of pocket ass bitch. Like she kills me. She's the funniest, and she can't like there is no version of her that is subdued. Even in a professional environment, and she's a manager of like a Dollar General somewhere. So we like Haley and I keep laughing because Haley watches the show. She was like, Liz, you should call out of work.
Is she at work today?
She's always at work, but I don't know the number. Like I have to get the number.
Well, we're gonna later on in this episode, we're gonna go try Sonic Foods.
I'll ask Haley if
I'm
she can get
trying
the
to
number.
please the crowd and giving you like audio listeners at least 30 to 40 minutes of clear, clean, crisp audio before we go chew our lives away, where you could click out if you don't want to watch us eat.
Yeah.
But after we eat and get our food,
We could
let's
try prank calling Brittany.
Let's call out of work sick from somebody that you know.
That's what I thought would be fun.
That is nasty in the best way.
Yeah, does it make you a little nervous?
Yeah. Are you gonna do it, or does she know your voice? Is this gonna be the first
I
one
don't think
do?
she would know my voice well enough because we don't talk on the phone.
But does she ever watch the podcast?
No,
Okay.
she has no idea what's coming.
Okay.
Silly little lady.
If this doesn't pan out for us, if she's not at work today,
Yeah.
then you're gonna have to call out sick from another place, like because now they're all edging.
People hate when I do this.
No, they don't. They live for it. They don't love
I
when we
hate when I
title
do
it.
this.
They don't love when we title the episode that
Oh.
because that brings in the people that just
I
want to
don't
be
know-
like, "That's rude."
Do you remember what happened to me last time we did this?
They all were. Well, you were not.
I
well
was
that
not
day.
well, but I
you were
was,
emotionally.
But even doing that episode, even doing that in the episode, like I was like trembling.
Do you know how many great comments you got about how good of an actress you are?
Thanks, guys.
It was crazy. And something I learned about Lizzie last night is that because she all of a sudden had tears in her eyes, and
That
I
was
was
this
like,
morning.
"Was it?"
Yeah, false news.
Whoa.
And it's not just about me. Everybody does it. When you yawn,
No,
your eyes
you're-
well with
okay,
tears.
you're.
Ask a doctor, girl. That's a normal human response. The fact
She
that you
buried the punchline. Thanks a lot,
it's
Miss
buried the
Comedian.
lead. It's called buried the lead, and it's also not a punchline. It's just a simple biological response that all human beings have.
I don't have. No, I looked over her this morning and she was like swelling up with tears. That's very loud. And I was like, "What? Why are you swelling up in tears?" And she was like, "I yawned." I was like, "Yawning makes you cry?" And so she yawned again, and more tears came out. And I was like, "Wow, you should be an actress. If I could get tears when I yawned,
I have to.
bitch, I would be acting. I would have. Well, I know we're on strike. We're because I'm a SAG actor
Yeah.
member and I make a living acting. I don't make a living acting. I was telling Lizzie about that.
Who does?
Morning.
And that's the point of the strike.
I stand with everybody who stands with everything that's going on, but I do roll my eyes a little bit at the people that I see on Instagram that are like, I'm no longer allowed to make a living because I can't act anymore. And it's like, I have known you for 12 years and I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't think you've ever made your living acting.
Yeah.
And I know like that's mean to say.
Well, it's factual.
A little devastating, but it's like,
yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's just me being mean and me being nasty.
No, but I get what you mean. I think that there's a difference between solidarity and then like conflating and lying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't need to get... this is making us sound very horrible. I understand what's going on here. I mean, you could give more context if you wanted.
No, I mean, because I'm not a member of the Writers Guild, but I have made money writing, and I do suffer from guild things whether or not I am a member of them.
Yes.
So I will march in solidarity for my future, but I'm not outside.
But you're actively writing every single day.
I'm also not out in these streets claiming that my 100% income is from writing.
Right.
It is a lack of, there are like that whole time frame, there was less opportunity.
Well, I understand too. If you're working towards something, just because you aren't where you want to be doesn't mean that that's the industry you're fighting to break into. And these things do affect your future.
Right, but saying
it's more,
these things affect my future and these things affect my present income, that's a lie.
I'm talking more specifically about people. I'll be like, because I'm unable to work right now, here's my Venmo.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but you never
But
worked.
you weren't making your full live and whatever, like however anyone needs to get by. I know times are hard.
Yeah.
Who am I to shame these people? You know what? Live your best lives. And I hope that everything works out for everyone and that the actors get what they want just as did the writers get what they wanted?
They got a lot of really close to what they wanted.
Okay. So
and a lot of what they wanted. It was a really good.
And I would have to believe, it just seems like it makes sense now that writers can write again.
Yeah.
They're going to need actors soon after.
Like, I'm not in the guild, but I'm also not breaking the fucking strike line. So I was withholding screenplays of my own. And the second that shit was over, I submitted them.
Well, that's what I mean. It doesn't not affect people that are... And just because you're not currently fully employed by writing doesn't mean that I don't think you will be in the future. Like, you're writing every single day.
And I have been paid to write.
But I'm talking more specifically about, these people.
Yeah.
They're like the people that are on their couches that like claim they're something but have never actually made an active step towards doing that something.
And honestly, that makes me feel delulu because it is such a fucking rat race out there. And then I'm like, but you don't write.
And that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm a writer because I have this idea, but I won't write it until I'm paid to write it. And it's like, but why would anybody pay you to write if you don't write?
Exactly. And that's like when I wanted to break into hosting, I was out there working every day for free until I could build up an arsenal and a skill set where somebody would be like, oh, he's good enough at this that I want to pay him to do this. And I think for an industry such as entertainment, you have to be passionate enough and love it enough to be doing it, not getting paid.
Oh, there's not a chance in hell I would do this if I didn't have to do it. Like, my soul is compelled to do it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you would never not write just because you're not getting paid to write. Like, you're always writing because you're a writer. You love to write.
And I can't shut the fuck up either. You know what I mean? Like, I got some stuff to say. and I don't care if you don't want to hear it because I'm going to say it anyways.
Okay, I don't know how I got there from prank calling somebody that that manages a store.
Is it because we jumped past that?
Oh, yeah, let's get into that.
Let's get into that.
Well, it's your story. You headline it. What do you want me to do? Hey, Liz, I know you did something very exciting for your future. What was it?
Oh, I shot another spec commercial. Still trying to get into that commercial game.
Well, no, I think you got some very positive feedback because a really great job for Lizzie, which would be in line with what she wants to do eventually, is directing commercials. Yeah. I know it's like a stepping stone, but it's like a very highly paid stepping stone.
So that's the thing. It's not a stepping stone. But
you're still flexing a muscle that's better to get paid for that than doing something outside of that.
Absolutely. So I took my Nike spec commercial and I sent it out to all the EPs that I'd ever gotten coffee for. So I had their phone numbers, which is hideously inappropriate. Did I already talk about this here?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's very inappropriate. If you have somebody's phone number to get them coffee, you should not be self-promoting with it. But I also felt like my Nike spec was really solid.
And you got to take your shot.
You got to shoot your shot sometimes.
Sometimes
Who
I shoot my shot with people I know and they don't respond. So
all the time. And I can't stop shooting my shot. I'm like a fucking drive-by shooter of like shameful self-promotion. But I sent it to a couple of EPs in the commercial world and just regular producers in the commercial world. And I just said, hey, you might remember me from such things as your coffee.
It was the perfect temperature and I had the right kind of milk.
Also, I do try really hard to be a good PA. Like if I hear somebody needs a coffee, and I know that sounds stupid, but if I'm on walkie and someone on channel 1, like that's higher up, like an AD or a producer or like God forbid a director is getting on walkie to have to ask for a coffee because everyone's neglected them. But if I hear something like that, I will fly in hot with a water or a coffee or whatever the fuck was asked for on the radio, because you don't need to wait for someone to delegate that. It's been delegated on one. Bring that shit in hot. Pick up the trash. Go on the run. Be on time.
Right.
You know, all these things. So I know that I've presented myself in a good light.
Right.
And then also be quiet. You know? These people are doing a job.
And you don't need to be pitching your thing at the other job.
No, you don't pitch your thing at the job.
Like Lizzie's a little delulu, but at least you're like delusional
Like,
in a way
I
that's
have
like
boundaries.
It's appropriate delusion.
Yeah. Like if I'm PAing, but I'm like doing my water girl hustle, which is sick because I'm sitting next to the director and the producer and the like all these people, I will shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like I'm not talking to you while you're working.
Okay. So
I hit these people up. I said, hey girl, it's me, remember? And then I said, I know that this is super inappropriate, but I really enjoyed working with you. I've been producing short form content for myself for a while as a director, and I recently got passionate about commercial directing. Here's my spec commercial for Nike. I would love to know your thoughts and to pick your brain further on how to get on some of these agency lists. And first one person responded and she was like, good for you. Like if you don't advocate for yourself, who will? Of course I remember you. This is a great spot. What else do you have? And then I was like, I have 2 short horror films and 4 horror movies.
They're like, good for you. That's going to do nothing
and
for
they
you.
were like, we don't care. And I was like, got it. And then I got lunch or coffee with one of the guys and he said, and everyone basically, the general consensus is you need 3 spots. You need 90 seconds of content. And all of them should be commercial, like a spot is a commercial. So then I wrote 2 more when I was here last time, actually. I didn't quite fall in love with the second spot I wrote, but the one I did write was a T-Mobile ad where 2 sisters are sort of fighting over a phone. And the tagline is, life's not always fair, but T-Mobile is. And a little girl has a meltdown and screams, and her big sister films it, and they start squabbling, whatever. And then I just jumped right into action and produced it because Mama wants a job.
And she hired actresses. She went and she set designed her own house.
I set designed my own house.
No, I think it's going to be great. I've only seen the rough cut, but once it's finished, I do think it's going to be great. It's short and sweet. It's the perfect amount of time. And it like leaves me being like, okay, what's the other commercial she did? So I think once you have your sample of 3, you'll hopefully be good to go.
I was also thinking, so my third one was going to be a pet insurance commercial. But it was like, it's a little bit too much. Like, I'm a little bit too much sometimes. And like, it's a little bit too much because I took the draft that I wrote that you read. And then I made it even bigger where it's just like me. And the lighting even gets more dramatic as you push in on me. And I'm just like, nobody could ever take you from me. Like, I'm a mess if anything were to happen to you. Like, going crazy. And then it's just cutting back to Icky. And he goes, hi, I'm Icky. And that's my mommy. She's crazy. But anyways, I didn't shoot that one. I do think I'm going to do one for fake eyelashes.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it like it's a TikTok.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Because that was a big thing that they said too. They were like
variety.
They were like, every client asks if we can do 9x16, and 9x16 is the frame for a TikTok or an Instagram reel. And they're always like, I mean, yeah, I can frame whatever the fuck you want framed.
Right. But I think having one specifically catered, then you have 2 more standard and 1 like that. And I will praise you for that. You're nothing if not like a hustler, and you have all these other full-time jobs, and you're carving out time for something that you want to make. And that's the thing about dreaming or like having a big dream. It's like you have to execute. That has to, like, your dream has to be your side hustle on everything, on top of everything else you're doing. You've got to add it to the plate if you want that to become the forefront of what you then want to become your life.
The thing that's so fucked up though, that I get so twisted up in the game sometimes, is I'm like, because I do think like, oh, I work really hard at this. Why isn't something happening for me? And then it's like, You can't fucking think that way because that's entitled as fuck. We're not, like, I'm not entitled to anything, no matter how fucking hard I work. That's not how life is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think...
And it doesn't diminish the quality or the value of the labor I've put in.
And I don't think hard work won't have a payoff. It might not pay off in the direct way you're thinking. Like, you could make all of these commercial spots and maybe you'll make a connection that will give you an in on something else that will take you on a completely different path. But I do believe hard work will get you somewhere.
I agree.
And just because, like, it hasn't paid off necessarily
yet.
Like monetarily yet doesn't mean that it won't.
No.
And like, I was out there working red carpets, hiring you to be my cameraman for free, being like,
hiring.
Can I take you to lunch? Yeah, no, for free.
Yeah.
Probably sometimes not even for lunch. Just like,
no,
can
we
you
would
please,
take balance bars from
come?
Helen's kitchen and we eat them next to the actual paparazzi's guy. Do you remember that?
Until you can build something.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was the same sort of like, you're trying to build something so that somebody will then hire you because you have to show them that you have this skill set. But
that's one of the most kind of like amazing things where, specifically in a creative field, everyone's like, well, no one's gonna give me this, and it's like, right, but make it. You're a creative, just make it. I don't need permission to do any of the fucking things I'm doing. I don't even need money to do any of the things I'm doing. I've been doing this since I had nothing.
Yeah, and you call on a lot of friends that also are in a similar position but doing something that could benefit both of you.
Yeah,
you figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
I want to lighten the mood.
Oh.
What about you driving into my beautiful house?
Oh man, I can't believe we're talking about this on the internet now. So funny story. Here's a funny story. Funny thing about me is I have a Prius that I love, but she's been acting a fool lately.
Oh, we're gonna blame it on the Prius?
We are gonna blame it on the Prius. So here's what had happened. I'm trying to think of the best way to tell the story for the punch to be good. One day, I walk out of my house and I look down at my Prius, and on the front fucking bumper on the right-hand side, it's all white and scratched in. And I was like, oh my fucking God, my shitbag neighbors hit my car and fucking didn't say anything about it. And I'm like, did you guys hit my car? And they're like, no. And I was like, okay.
You confronted them about this?
Not in a direct way.
Okay.
Like in my head way, you know? And then they were like...
So did that not happen?
No. And then... But I wanted it to happen. You know what I mean? And it was going to happen. Like, it was going to happen. You know? It was a matter of time. And they were like, no, we didn't hit your car, in my head. And then I thought about it more. And then I was like...
That's like the most simplest version of like comedians getting in trouble for like elaborating crazy stories.
I think I've been very honest.
So you're mentally ill.
Yes.
If that's your truth and it didn't happen,
it's my truth.
Okay, no, I believe you. I'm right there with you. If you confronted the neighbors, I also confronted them, especially after I found out it might have been my house.
Hold on.
Okay.
So then I start thinking, well, I guess it is kind of funny that the scratch is like on the side of my car that's not exposed to the street, and it would be kind of hard for my neighbors to just hit it, right? So then I start thinking like, oh, maybe it happened at a grocery store or all these things. And then I'm really looking at it. I'm like, none of that makes sense. And then I remember a few weeks ago when I took Icky to go swimming at your house with Bubs and Joe.
Just like a flashback in a movie.
Yeah, literally. I was like, and I was taken back to another time in the past. And I thought, oh, maybe this is when I went to Ryland's house and the parking brake didn't engage in my car and the car just kept going in neutral into his pile of mail in his house. Maybe that's what happened. And then I went to your house the night that I had that thought, because in my mind I was like, oh, remember this in the back of your mind, and next time you go to Ryland's house, check his house for property damage.
And the crazy thing is, the day that you went to the pool, you were like, wild story, like I was just like I took my foot off the brake and my car wasn't stopping, and Joe was like, stop, you're gonna hit the house, but don't worry, it didn't hit your house. Because
I didn't. There was no impact. Like, there was not, like, if you hit something, you at least assume this, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like you expect a little, you know, or even there's like a, like right. You expect something.
Yeah, no, I know.
And it didn't come. There was none of that. And on the day I'd gotten out of my car and I like looked at my car and I was like, well, there's nothing here. And I like looked at your house and I was like, well, there's nothing there. And then I was like, oof, crisis averted. And then when I went to your house the other night to go look at the Halloween lights, I was like looking at your wall and I went, has has this always been damaged right here? And you were like, did you hit my house? And then I was like, maybe. And then we were like, well, it doesn't seem like enough property damage when you look at how fucked up my car is.
Like the length that it was on the car. And then we get up close to the house and we're like,
oh no, it does match.
It matches up exactly the same. And Lizzie goes, no, I'm sorry about that. Like, I should be responsible to fix that.
I said, I would like to be financially responsible for that. And you said, what does that mean? And I said, I'll pay for it. But I think that I mean that in the same way that I confronted my neighbors. But in the same breath, I would like to be financially responsible for that. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think there's structural damage. I think it's a little bit of chip paint.
I think it's maybe a little bit more than chip paint.
Are you kidding me? You're adding to my house problems?
I'll help pay for it with my
You're going to replace a
feelings. Beam. No, I'm not going to replace a beam, you crazy bitch. It doesn't need a beam replacement, but if you want me to come in with some tile
I don't think you know anything about
let me
construction.
Fix it. I'll come over with some nail polish and I'll wad up some toilet paper and spit on it and we'll put it into the hole.
It's just the garage.
Yeah.
Like,
who cares about it? That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Let's just hope Shane doesn't see this and it's just
God
the garage.
damn it. You gotta edit this out. I'm bringing the sweater back.
What?
It's a bad day for me.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Lumi. And is your deodorant so amazing that somebody would steal it? Well, Lumi is, and I know that because somebody literally did. But let me back up. Lumi is America's #1 whole body deodorant. It's pH optimized for pits, privates, and beyond. And they also have deodorant wipes for 24-hour odor control on the go. The wipes work so well that yes, some deodorant bandit stole an entire truckload of them from the Lumi warehouse this year. But to avoid California Highway Patrol, I recommend you just ordering some from their site. And lucky for you, new customers get $5 off Lumi's starter pack with code SIP at lumideodorant.com. I personally love that you can use Lumi anywhere as someone who suffers from butt sweats. This is much appreciated, and I love their wide array of scents. This deodorant was created by an OBGYN who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Unlike some deodorants that try to mask odor with a fragrance, Lumi is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts, more like a pre-odorant. It's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, and paraben-free, plus it's pH balanced for safe use below the belt. The Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash or deodorant wipes that are amazing, plus free shipping. So as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with code SIP at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use code SIP. lumideodorant.com and use code SIP. You will not regret it, and neither will anyone around you. You'll smell delicious. Did you already talk about this last topic on one of the other shows?
I actually literally haven't talked about this anywhere.
Oh.
This is a surprise. And Chris was supposed to be here, so I needed him to corroborate my story.
Okay, well, let's just pretend he's back there saying yes.
Should we call him?
I don't have the Bluetooth set up.
Fair enough. We don't have the Bluetooth set up. Anyway, Chris
Thank you for confirming to them.
Oh, like I even know what that means. So Chris is TSA pre-checked, but I'm not, because one thing you're giving, they're gonna know what we were.
This is just my floss stick.
Oh, they don't know about that
either. Okay, go.
So last week, or whatever time we were here last with Chris and Lizzie in Colorado.
Wake up.
Chris is TSA pre-checked, and that is something I will never pay for, because even though it is like a slight convenience, it's like something I'm never gonna do.
Because it's $60 for 4 years, and that's just way out of what.
There are some things in my mind that I'm mentally blocked on. Will I spend $3,721 on Taylor Swift tickets? Yes. Will I spend $60 on TSA pre-check as a person who travels by plane at least once a month? No.
We were talking about that last night, and I was like, yeah, there's something about sitting in the back of a plane full of people that are doing their bodily functions, farting, burping, coughing, sneezing, walking around, yelling at the flight attendants, that just gives me the fucking ick. And Lizzie's like, I can just disassociate and be a part of it all.
I don't give a fuck. Like, honestly, I don't give a fuck. It's crazy. Anyway, so I'm doing that weird brag to Chris, which I don't even know. It's like, why am I flexing that I'm fine with disassociating through shit? And he's like, Lizzie, I'll get it for you. That's my Chris voice. And I was like, no, Chris, I don't want it.
That's very nice of him.
It was very nice of him. And I was like, fuck you. No. Because that's how Chris and I talk to each other, with love. And then we're in the car, and the car to pick us up to take us to the airport was late by like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then we get in the car, and then the fucking freeway shut down by like 30 minutes. It's stalling our fucking progress. And I'm getting a little nervous because I don't really get like, I don't need to be there 3 hours in advance. I need to be there 45 minutes, and that's about it.
Which is crazy because DIA is a nuts.
The Denver airport. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's my beanbag.
Oh, I was like, what? I still think this needs to come down one.
Yeah, drop it low.
Okay.
Yeah, girl.
Oh, but now you can see the desk. That's hideous.
No.
Okay, keep going.
So then, sorry. I just had to bite a little piece of nail off. Okay, it wasn't nail. It was just tough skin around my nail. So then we're slowed down on the freeway by like another 20 minutes, and I'm getting a little nervous. And then when we finally get to the airport, I'm like, oh, we are cutting it close. And Chris is like, I'm going to go through TSA pre-check. And I was like, I'm going to get at the end of this really long security line. So Chris goes through, and he's like, I'll wait for you on the other side. And I was like, okay. And then we get text messages on our phone. Your plane is now boarding. And I'm at the very ass back of the security line. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And then I'm like, I'm panicking for a little bit. And I text Chris and I go, so our plane is boarding. You should probably just go to it. And if you need to, stall it. Because they're not going to hold a plane for any motherfucker. But in my mind, I'm like, just tell them I need to get home. I have a networking dinner.
But she's already canceled once because she was working. Oh, shit.
I was working. We vlogged that. We vlogged that. That was for my YouTube job.
Going to Disneyland was work.
You bitch ass.
Oh, shit. It's hard work.
Are those the Olsen twins, or is that Lizzie and Ryland from The Sip?
And we're back.
What was I talking about?
Oh, gosh.
I'm so sorry.
Shit, we were right in the middle.
We were in the heat.
In the heat of the moment. Chris is holding the plane.
So they're like, the plane's boarding now. I'm at the very fucking back of the line, and it's like snaking. Like, we're snaking. You know what I mean? And then I get a little nervous. I'm like, I'm going to have to start asking every motherfucker in front of me if I get cut. And then I go, hi, I'm so sorry. I mismanaged my time, and now my flight is literally boarding, and I am going to need to progress in this line and get ahead of you. And so I do that to every person in front of me, which I swear was probably like between 30 to 45 people.
And you would just keep tapping like,
every person,
hey, excuse me, I'm sorry.
So sorry. Hi, excuse me.
And what were their
me
reactions?
Again. They're like, go, 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 go. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. And then I get to security, and they fucking pull my bag off the fucking cart because I have this dumb ass little thing that looks like a fake saw ring because I got it from the Saw escape room in Vegas, and I can't find it in my own bag. And every time TSA pulls it out, I'm like, throw it away. They're like, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, throw it away. It's ruining my life. And so they pull my thing off the cart, and nobody will come investigate it. It's just sitting there, and I'm like, guys, TSA, excuse me, TSA, can you please come get this weapon out of my bag so that I can get on my fucking plane? Like, nobody. I asked 3 TSA agents. I go, hey, my bag was pulled, my plane is boarding, can you please look through it? They, nah, I can't look at it. What can you do? Like, what do you do? Because when I lost my bag at this airport too, I was like, can you call TSA? Someone's like, oh, we can't call them. I was like, what if you needed to call them?
Oh, Alice nodded. Okay.
So anyways, I asked 3 motherfuckers, and then finally they pull it, and they're like, oh yeah, it's this little salt thing. And I'm like, throw it away. They're like, don't worry about it. We'll just send it right back through. And I'm just, no, I gotta go. Keep all of it. So then I finally get through. I run down the stairs, and then I miss the fucking trolley. I'm like delayed by another 4 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, the plane is boarding. Like, this isn't good. And Chris is like, they're still boarding. They've gotten through like all the A's, and they're halfway through the B's. And I was like, okay, I'm almost on the trolley. Like, could you just like ask them to be cool about it? And it's like, I know for a fact they're not cool about it because like it's like a matter of like national whatever. Like they need to keep on their shit. They're not going to wait for some dumb ginger who doesn't have TSA
Especially
pre-check.
not United.
Yeah, well, this was a Southwest.
Oh, especially not Southwest.
So then I get on the trolley, and Chris is like, I really don't think it matters. And I was like, no, it does, because he's like, well, our takeoff time is at this time. And I was like, right, but they close the doors before we take off, and they need to close those doors. Right. But I need to be on before they do that. He's like, I wouldn't worry about it. And then all of a sudden, Chris texts me. He's like, no, you're right. You should probably be worried. He goes, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but you're going to have to run. he's like, I just want you to be prepared for this, that you have to run. And I said, okay. And then I hiked my backpack up. I was wearing a skirt and stupid tennis shoes. Now I'm like, I'm only traveling in running shoes. I like hike my backpack up. I like get right by the doors on the little trolley when they slide open. And I'm like the first one there. And it was like a fucking gun went off. And I'm like running. I'm running. And the first thing that happens is 3 flights of stairs. So the first thing I have to do is at top speed, like take all these stairs. And I'm just bopping up the stairs. And then I look at the gate. It's the farthest fucking gate down the entire terminal. And I'm sprinting like this, and I'm getting on the little gangways that move faster. And it's like I'm loud as fuck because my shoes are flat tennis shoes. So I'm like, I've got my little wheelie bag that I'm like moving behind me, like, and I'm screaming, "Excuse me! Excuse me! I have a networking dinner that I've pushed twice for Disneyland and Taylor Swift, and I cannot miss it again!" I ran so hard, I started coughing up blood and lung material. And Chris is texting me the whole time that they're making announcements, and I know in my mind, I'm like, they're probably making announcements so that I hear it, and I can't text him back because it'll slow me down. So I'm just booking it. And I'm like, at some points, I'm like, they're saying, 1 minute till we shut the doors, you dumb ginger bitch, get here. And I'm like, okay, I'm so close. I can take a break right now. I could still get there in 30 seconds if I could sprint harder. And then I'm like, you got this. Give it everything you've got. You don't train at Orange Theory Fitness for nothing. I'm like, in my mind, I'm saying what they say, like, empty the tank. Empty the tank. And then I get there and Crystal's like, oh my God, you got here so fast. Because the last thing I texted him was like, okay, to the run. I'm the last one on the plane. And Chris is like trying to talk to me. I'm like, hey, buddy, I can't talk right now. I can't talk right now. Like, I just empty the tank. Just empty the tank. It's empty. And then I sit down and it's like I've never gone so hard to the point where I was coughing uncontrollably, and it's like this is the day and age where you can just do that. So I'm like in a center seat between 2 large men.
Yeah, because some asshole like me, like not knowing that you just ran for your life, is gonna go on a podcast and say that bitch coughing next to me had COVID.
And because it was producing, because I had like exorcised the demons from my lungs, it was like, and it tasted like blood, and I was like, I need water. And I before the plane even took off, a flight attendant went by and I was like, hey, I'm gonna need some water right now. I just ran here. I don't know if you heard. That was me.
It's the talk of the plane right now. The girl that's coughing up COVID everywhere.
And then I sat there like writing my little spec scripts.
Straight to work. Okay, let's get into some of these hot tippity topics.
Ooh.
I love nothing more than when you put Gwyneth Paltrow on this hot topic list. I edge for her so hard. I know she's like, I don't know, people like have all of their thoughts about her, and I'm just like, if only I could be Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm not even gonna hide it. Like, I just fucking love that bitch.
Damn.
So good for me.
Yeah.
What's your stories about her?
Oh, I just noticed that she did a 73 questions.
Of course, I watched it. I looked up the neighborhood of the house she was in.
Where was it?
Well, it's somewhere in, I don't remember. It's on the East Coast. It's like the upper East Coast, like outside. I don't know if it's at the very top of New York or outside of New York, but it's one of these like quaint neighborhoods that's like super ritzy. Mm-hmm. And
what are the highlights?
It's beautiful.
I mean, from the 73 questions.
Oh, well, I loved that. Well, you put she uses her Oscar as a doorstop in her garden. It's not even outside. I don't know if she just placed it there for the moment.
She placed it there for the moment.
But the guy, it did tickle me when he's like, what do you miss the most about acting? And she goes, nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God
and
bless
he goes,
her.
what would you say to people who want to date actors? And she said, don't.
Bitch. That's crazy.
And I just love that she's living her truth. I love that she has this mansion in Montecito that Architectural Digest went to. And then she's like, people have seen that. 73 questions. I'll go to my mansion on the East Coast. And it's like these lush grounds that like
and her good grass
I can only dream of. She's a real celebrity. That grass is alive. And it's like, I could just bust looking at the landscaping there. Her pool is like out of a magazine. I'm like, it takes 5 people just to maintain that weekly.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there like cutting her fruit from her garden that she definitely didn't tend to herself, but she's pretending
she's eating it like she's
harvesting it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, God love you.
God bless her.
Like, I love the world that she lives in, and I so aspire to be her one day.
Quick question. Are you keeping your own garden? Because I noticed downstairs the flowers are alive.
You know what? I planted those with my mom last year.
Yeah.
I just like, I think it's called deadheaded them before the winter, where you like cut them down to whatever. They all came back.
Because of you?
I mean, who knows?
Do you have help?
No, with the garden?
Yeah.
No.
That's just you?
No, you just like all the flowers. I planted all those flowers last year, and then like there is irrigation, like there's a sprinkler system in all of them, and they just came back in the spring. All of them.
Congratulations.
Beautifully. And I didn't go out there to water them once. Last year I was watering them every day like it was a task, and I was like resenting Shane because I was doing all this manual labor that he wasn't helping me with, even though he had never asked for flowers. And I'm like, oh, but I'm spending 15 minutes of my every day doing this. He's like, nobody asked you to do that. I'm like, I know, but it's taxing on me.
And where am I going to put my Oscar? And he's like, you don't have an Oscar. You're like, I hate it here.
And they just came, those sunflowers in that pot are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they like came back even more so than I planted them last year. And I was like, I did that. Really, my mom did that.
Your
But
mom
I
did do that. I love that. No, it's looking good.
And you put on that she said she'd go on the survivalist show Alone. I forget what one it's called.
It's called Alone.
Oh, have you ever seen that?
No, but it's kind of like a classy survivalist show. They just drop your ass off alone somewhere. I think they give you camera. Like, I don't even know if there's a crew.
I would love to see Miss Health and Wellness, like without all of her health and wellness.
I
but
mean,
even a lot of it's pretty earthy.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, does she eat? Like, I think she'd be okay.
Well, she eats out of her garden that I'm sure she didn't tend to.
Right.
So
I would love to see Gwyneth Paltrow on Alone. I'm living for JoJo and Special Forces, and low-key haven't seen an episode, but I do like what she's posting on the
Wasn't
internet.
she on last season? I think there's a whole new season.
No, she's on right now. JoJo Siwa. Right now.
Oh, for some reason I thought that was the previous season.
I was thinking about being JoJo Siwa from Special Forces for Halloween.
I swear we talked about that last year. I think there's a whole new season out.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
Like, you're wrong. Like, you should Google it right now so we can move past it, because I can see in your mind that you think you're right, and I hate it.
Okay. Arnold cuts off his... what?
You're just moving on?
Well, it's going to be boring to watch me Google something.
It's so fast.
Special Forces cast. Season 2. Oh.
JoJo Siwa.
Wow, why did I feel like she was in season 1?
And I feel much better now because I knew that we were moving on and you felt like you were right, and it was killing me.
Well, they would have told me in the comments that I was wrong.
I know, but I
should never question a JoJo Siwa fact that you have, because like I swear you have push notifications, Google notifications, everything
like
notified for Miss JoJo Siwa. If she farts, Elizabeth Gordon knows about it.
When is she going to come on our podcast?
I mean, we could beg and plead. I feel
Can
like
we
she
please?
might.
Do you have her number? Let's call her right now.
Okay. What? No, we're not calling her right now.
Should I prank call JoJo Siwa?
No, when we're more permanent. No, I'm not going to use her number.
What if I called out of work?
No, okay.
I call out of work to call JoJo Siwa, and I can't. Hey, JoJo.
It's me, your assistant. I can't make it today. Just
hey, JoJo.
My 3 assistants are right next to me. I don't know that she has 3 assistants.
But what we can guess.
Okay, so do we want to talk about Arnold, or do you want to go to Brody Jenner?
Well, I did think it was interesting that, because like Arnold's got a bunch of children, and some of them the public calls illegitimate, but because he had a child with a person who worked at his property that he didn't know about until the kid was like older.
He was having an affair with one of his keepers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so he's cut.
Okay to say keepers.
Well, I don't know. Is it like a housekeeper?
I don't remember. That's why I said a person that worked at the house.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what it was called, what the position that she held was.
I assumed it was the housekeeper. I'm sorry.
She might be a house manager or something.
Okay.
But
same.
So it came out when he was 16 in the news that Arnold was his father. And before that, I think the kid knew because his grandma told him, but he didn't know until he was like 13.
Don't you think you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like, seems suspicious.
Yeah. His name is Joseph Bolina. He seems to have a great head on his shoulders. He and his dad have a really close relationship.
Arnold?
Yeah. Like, Arnold went to his graduation, was like supporting him.
What's this headline?
I just thought it was so wonderful that Arnold stepped up and stepped into his son's life publicly. Publicly accepts him, loves him, supports him, respects him.
Okay.
And now that the kid has graduated from college, Arnold has pulled the financial support back and is no longer financially supporting him. So he has to support himself in his own right. But I just thought that was so, like, I think that sometimes rich parents don't realize that their financial aid is hindering their child's development.
I agree. I think the only reason I have the work ethic I do is because my dad said, I'll give you this if you get a job to pay for everything you do.
Yeah.
So like that was his thing. Like, I'll give you a car, but you have to pay for your gas, your car insurance, your phone bill, and all of your activities. And it's like all of my friends whose parents were well off and just gave them a huge allowance every week. They're like, a lot of them still struggle to keep jobs because they were given everything forever.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah. Hunger is a hell of a motivator. So I think that's really great. I love that. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
And then this actually makes me gag a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw this. I watched the Brody Jenner vlogs.
I know you love the Brody Jenner vlogs. That's also why I put
there's
this on.
been 2 of them.
Or is it 3 now?
Maybe I missed one. But I've seen this one.
And Brody Jenner's on Special Forces.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Gotcha.
You're nasty.
I'm in a mood. We should get Dutch Brothers again.
Whoa.
Can we?
Mine's not gone yet, but if that's what you want, we can, mama.
Okay.
Okay, so he was in a vlog. They had ran out of their milk for coffee.
Yeah.
And he was like, no worries. I'll just put some of the breast milk since she's breastfeeding her baby in the coffee. And they both put in their lattes, they did espresso shots and the breast milk. They both like sat in the bed with the baby. They tasted it and they were like, tastes like milk. But apparently breast milk, I mean, obviously because it like feeds and fuels babies for the first however long of their life.
It's like a superfood.
Yeah.
It's like a super
apparently
everything.
it's like, apparently people like source this and drink it
Cures
themselves.
rashes, slap it on some weird shit you got on your body and it just goes away.
I guess if it was my wife, like if you were my wife and you had some milk, I would try it. I'd
if
want to.
Joe suckled some of my breast milk, I would vomit.
Really?
Yeah, this is one of those things for me. Like I'm never going to be TSA pre-checked and I'm never going to taste my own breast milk.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about your placenta?
My friend Sarah said to save money, she would eat a placenta like a steak. And I was like, Sarah, I don't think you should do that. Mind you, neither of us is pregnant.
Well, I believed you that Brody was on Special Forces because he's like a natural Malibu-y dude.
Right.
Like he's just like all natural. And did you see them like surfing and her just like shredding those waves? I was like, am I attracted to her doing this? Like
She's a powerful lady.
Like a skill set like that.
And she's a cutie patootie.
Is so impressive. I was like, oh my gosh.
Could never be me.
Me either.
Like could never be me.
Remember when I picked up surfing for one day?
And then bought 7 surfboards.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll end on this before we go get our snacks at Sonic. But you put Queen Bee was at the premiere of Taylor's movie.
Beyonce showed up to Taylor Swift's movie premiere at
Great
the Grove.
PR move for both of them.
Also just like so fucking wonderful because I feel like throughout their entire, like both of these tours, everybody's been trying to pit them against each other. But we all know now they all wear crowns. Can you get off her gown?
No, I love that they're putting up a united front. I love that they're amicable. Beyonce has actually always supported Taylor, even during the Kanye thing. Like, I don't... What?
I heard a new thing about the Kanye.
What?
Apparently, Taylor Swift's mom chased Kanye down in the hallways after that moment, screaming at him.
Really?
Yeah, I would love to know what was said.
Taylor's mom does seem very staged mom. Like,
Yeah.
I was even watching an interview with Hayley Williams, the head singer of Paramore, and Taylor's mom forged their relationship. Was forged the right word? She created that relationship.
Yeah.
Like, Taylor's mom went to Hayley and was like, hey, there's not a lot of people in the same position my daughter's in. I would love if you guys could connect and be able to relate on similar things.
That's so sweet.
And it is sweet, but it's just like, how much is Mama Swift doing behind the scenes? I think
Probably
Taylor is
a
a mastermind, just like her song.
She's a mastermind. Wow,
But-
my nipples just got hard. I'm not even kidding.
Ooh, thinking about vigilante shit.
Ooh, girl.
No, I just
Fuck, are we gonna
Taylor's
go to that
doing
movie
some
again today?
on the nose PR moves,
Yeah.
which I thought because listen, the whole like Travis Kelce thing, not even she could have imagined where that was going to go the first time she just decided to go sit in a box and watch him play football. Like, I'm
Right.
sure she thought people were going to like talk about it, but not to the magnitude of which it became.
Oh, my mom's texting me. Can I actually read you these texts
And
from my
so,
mom?
yeah, you can pull it up. But then I was just thinking, like, why wouldn't she be like, well, if I can do this and have the whole world talk about it, why wouldn't I do this? But now that they're doing like the leaving SNL together, it's like it's getting a little too PR stunty for me.
Oh, you think? You think?
I think.
You do think?
I mean,
My
but
mom
listen,
said-
if I was her, I'd probably be doing it too. So who am I to be a hater?
My mom was like, "Did you see Taylor Swift on SNL?" I said, "I don't watch that show." And then she
Because you
said,
sending me clips of it today.
from TikTok. And then she goes, so cute. Our new first couple steal the light from the prince and duchess. Yay. And I said, seriously, love them. And then I sent her the paparazzi pic because low key, bro, watching Travis Kelce's, is his name Travis?
Who cares?
What is his name?
Travis. It is.
Okay. Watching his hands, his big fucking hands around her waist, like leading her out of that SUV when they went to dinner at Nobu. I'm like, I texted that to Joe and I was like, bro, I'm wet.
I did see, I was watching Nikki Glaser on a talk show and she was saying like, what I love about this relationship is he treats her like the hot commodity that she is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of other guys that she's dated have been like, oh, like I'm dating Taylor Swift, whatever. Not like she's the biggest deal in the world.
I'm dating
so
Taylor
talented.
Swift.
Like you guys should bow down to my princess that I get to be so lucky to date. And I do like that he does understand how hot of a commodity this woman is.
I do too.
That's nice.
And I like that he's a fan. He made, do you know he made friendship bracelets like for the guys when they came back to football?
No.
And he gave them, it was like, that was a press thing too, but I thought it was cute as hell. And then my mom said, I love that they are dating and she sat with his mom. They make lovely couple.
All right. Well, we only have 10 minutes left of this podcast, so let's get our butts in the car and let's go to Sonic.
Bye.
Hey girls, popping in because we were having a real life conversation about Taylor Swift and Mr. Travis Kelce. She is telling me I don't believe in love because I'm not sold that what they've got is real. And I said,
No. For someone who believed in Santa at one point, it's absurd that he can't believe that these people are in love.
I can't with you because the whole thing about this, and mark my words, if they do end up together, it's because this PR stunt brought them close and they had a lot to relate upon and talk to, and it will blossom into something bigger. But don't get this twisted. It all started as her just being like, I'll go have fun at this football game.
At this point, though, I know they're kissing.
And you know what? All of this came about because I was like, let's get some Taylor on our way to Sonic, okay? And it was at the end of Midnight Rain, and I was like, we could play that again. There's no rules. We could just listen to Midnight Rain on repeat because it's one of the best of the album.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you at Sonic.
This is...
What did you just say?
I said, so we just park?
So we just park. Have you ever been to Sonic before?
Well, it looks like you can drive through right there.
You can, but that's not Sonic.
Okay.
I mean, it's Sonic, but it's not Sonic.
Okay.
You need to grow up.
Okay.
Okay, what did Shane tell us to get? What did our producing partner tell us?
Shane has told us 89 times what to do, and both of us are always like,
And poor man, he curated this beautiful list. He was like, this is everything you need to try at Sonic, just what people want to see and what will be good for your thumbnail. I wake up today and I'm like, hey Shane, I didn't write any of that down. What do I need to try at Sonic?
You roll it down the window in all order. Hello.
Yeah, and if anything looks good, Sonic Blast with M&M's.
I was looking at the Sonic Blast with M&M's.
You could get that for funsies.
Do you want to have fun? Hello? Hi. Can I please get... Do you guys have special Halloween drinks?
No.
No Tricker Blaster?
The blast, we had chocolate or vanilla chocolate tree blast.
Perfect.
We'll do the Sonic Blast with M&M's.
Oh, but also,
M&M blast, what size?
Small.
but also the trick or
Well,
treat
M&Ms.
blast.
That is what that is. And can I get pickle fries? Can I also get a Dr. Pepper orgasm?
And Dr. Pepper.
Orgasm?
What is the ingredients of that?
I'm sorry?
The Dr. Pepper orgasm?
It's with what? Tell him.
It's Dr. Pepper with Powerade and lemonade.
1 second, let me check.
He's made a fool of us, that Shane Dawson.
Are you sure that's the Tricker Blaster?
You
Yes.
said power and lemon. Okay, what else?
There is no such thing as a Tricker Blaster.
What else? We'll do the Cinesticks. No. That's all.
15, 60, thank you.
Thank you. Google the Tricker Blast. If you steered us in the wrong direction after everything, and you can pay like this, I think. Are you gonna entertain them at all while you're
No,
looking?
I'm looking. You
can't
know I'm
Google,
struggle.
read, search.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Are you kidding me?
Trick or treat blasts. Change it.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Shit. Oh, Elizabeth.
Is it the end of the world?
Hi, can I help you today?
Hi, I'm sorry. We just ordered something, but can we order two more things?
A chocolate trick or treat blast.
Okay, what else?
So a chocolate trick or treat blast and a vanilla trick or treat blast.
Oh,
Right there. Oh, which do you want
Okay.
inside?
They all go in there. Look at the box.
You this should say a small.
Those look gorgeous.
Okay, what else?
That's all.
Okay, 1164.
Thank you so much. Okay, this is gonna be fun.
Is it over yet? Is
What?
it here? Where's the food? I need these pickle trees. Oh, fuck. We need ranch.
Oh, I'm not calling them again. You need to walk through the drive-thru if you want ranch.
Do you really want me to? Is it okay if I do?
Okay, we'll be back when the food comes. Okay, Sheila is headed our way with our order. This is gonna be one of two.
Here's what I'm wondering. Can I ask Sheila for some ranch?
I mean, I hope so. I tipped for both orders, so I feel
Yeah.
like...
Just for the record, your tip mathematically equates to 20%. I just thought you should know.
You've been calculating? Why?
I
Because
just
you were
watched.
mad.
I
She
just
was
watched.
pissed that I wanted her to tip 30% at breakfast this morning.
I personally feel like shit is getting wild.
Well, no, I agree, but when it's a restaurant that we frequent,
And love.
and they treat us like we're royalty,
like we're family.
I would like to go above and beyond and typically tip like 40 to 50%.
Honestly, I get it, and at the same time,
I really wish I wouldn't
could
have
not
let
be
you
me.
paid. And it's the thing where like she couldn't walk away for me to be like, Lizzie, do it, and I'll give you the cash or I'll Venmo you. It was like one of those things where she stands there and stares at you while you're like entering the tip. So I couldn't be like, Lizzie, do 40%. Oh my
Here,
gosh.
Sheila.
Hello. Thank you. Could I have a
Oh, is this just a Dr. Pepper?
yeah,
Awesome.
with the lemonade in the Powerade. Could I also request ranch?
Inside the rack.
Oh, it's
thank
in
you.
the bag.
You already thought of us.
So we put it in the medium cup, but it's actually small, okay?
Oh, did these have all of our orders or both combined?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
yay.
You too. Wow, that Sonic is efficient because they gave us
These fucking pickle fries.
both
Cream
orders
cheese
at
frosting.
once.
What's that for?
Whoa! So what's the first one that you got? Because that's just
That's
like
just
bogus.
M&Ms.
So
That's just a bummer.
So this is just Lizzie's bummer.
That's oops.
Oh my gosh, they're like pickle strip fries. They're not
fries,
the circles.
yes.
They're actual fries.
Wow, she's salivating at the wheel.
Wait, one was supposed to be chocolate.
They really fucked this up.
Wait, so is this just two of the same thing?
Nah, it seems so.
One is like more Oreo heavy and one's more M&M heavy. Did they give us spoons? Well, you're going in for the pickle fries first before the ice cream
Have
is
you
melting?
met me? Do you think I give a fuck about that ice cream?
Wow. Should I call a third time? Hey, I think you got our
Hey.
order wrong. We're gonna want some more ice cream. Okay, well, let's try the pickle fries together if that's where you're going.
I'm so sorry.
Can you believe they thought about ranch?
They love us. God
Cheers.
bless you. It's good.
The sharp pickle flavoring is really pronounced here.
It's a good dill pickle.
But it's like
Like a Vlasic.
It's-
No, not like a Vlasic.
it's balanced well though with the type of batter that they have.
Like a tempura.
I really enjoy the way that they're long actual fries. I don't think I've ever been to a restaurant that delivers the full-blown fries.
Really? I don't know that I have either.
I always get the circles.
The little discs, the little chips.
This is nice.
This is very nice.
This is very nice.
Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna try this Dr. Pepper Orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting.
And what was in this? Powerade, Dr. Pepper, and
Lemonade.
lemonade. I like it. You don't like it? What's wrong with you?
It's a little too sweet.
And I love the Sonic Ice. I'll try not to chew it in your fucking ears.
Oh, it's hot.
I love that. Okay, hold on. Let's try everything, and then I think we should break down before you just keep eating
Okay, you're right,
pickles.
you're right. I'm blacking
Because
out.
I will say, in the Jack in the Box one, when you just kept going, I had to cut a lot of them out because I was getting misophonia from that.
I mean,
the
I
way
get
that
it.
you eat a fry is kind of wild.
Triggering.
Well, I mean, I'm not one to like criticize somebody's chewing because
Right.
I'm a horrible chewer. But okay, I think these are just the same in both vanilla,
Yeah, they definitely are.
and I don't know why they're different sizes, but we'll give them the benefit of
She
the doubt.
said they just put them in a big cup because they were out of small cups, but it is a small.
Okay. Well, we're not the easiest to work with either.
Wow, this is a full ass.
So, I mean, really, it's just vanilla ice cream with every topping
With
in the
treats.
world.
What?
No, just every bite is a new flavor explosion.
I feel like I just got like M&Ms.
Wow. I actually like, as the ice cream melts away into your mouth, you get a different flavor each chew.
I don't know that I'm a blaster kind of girl.
This is really nice. And I'm normally not like a crunchy thing in ice cream kind of person.
I am.
Really? Mm-hmm. And it's too much flavor for you.
It's not working for me.
How do you think it would change if it was chocolate ice cream?
It might be too rich.
So we don't need it, is what you're trying to say. So I shouldn't order it again.
Absolutely not.
I would get tired of this by the end. It's like too crunchy for me.
It's a lot. It's a lot of M&Ms.
The first bite was really delicious, though.
Ooh, I'm getting some of that Heath bar now.
Okay, I know this is a nightmare for us to be chewing like this.
Yeah.
We also got Cinestics, right?
Oh.
Did they not give them to us?
They did. I just didn't care for them. Is that what these are?
A thumbnail, Elizabeth. Into the lens.
Okay, talk to me about the Cinestick.
I don't really know. I just saw it and I ordered it. It's cream cheese frosting Cinestick. I don't know if it looks like there's chocolate filling and then you dip it in the cream cheese frosting. Those pickle fries were a hit.
All I want to do is say sayonara, suckers, and suckle down these little pickle chips.
Well, wow, you want to leave them just like that?
That's how good these pickle chips are.
Is there
Don't you
nothing-
eat that one.
Wait, you like this?
No, I'm saying move on to this guy.
Wait, I don't have one.
I'm giving you this one.
I know you're going to take one bite and then hide the rest of it in the bag.
Yeah.
Why don't you like sweet things?
I don't know. I just don't. Why are you acting like that's a character flaw?
It's not. That's,
I like a lot of things.
No, you'll eat all of the pickles. That's
Fuck
fine.
yeah, I'll go ham
And
on
see,
a savory bitch.
I would rather eat all of these than all of the pickles. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm not into it.
Wow. I mean, I love it.
Oh, love it.
What's to hate about it?
I like it more than the blaster.
I'm starting to realize every fast food place has a version of these pocketed treats, though.
Yeah.
These fried doughed pocketed treats.
I bet if we did a Shane Dawson expose on it, we'd find out that all these places are owned by the same people, and they're all manufacturing this shit at the same factory, and sending it out across the country and calling it something else at every other place.
If I'm being honest, there's a little bit too much cinnamon in here, because the filling is just cinnamon.
Can you see it?
It's like a lot of cinnamon. Mm-hmm. It's oozing and goozing cinnamon.
Do you want the last one?
No, I don't even want to finish mine, which is crazy.
Oh, fuck.
It's fine. And that's about all it is.
I like it more than the ice cream and the Powerade.
It's hard for me not to love ice cream, but Sonic is fun. I tried that grape slushy with Nerds candy. If you've never been to Sonic and tried that, you're missing out in your life. I actually filmed it and never made it into a vlog.
No, we literally did that on this podcast.
You're right.
With your mom.
And then Shane and I tried it at a different date recently.
I liked it. When we pulled up, I haven't thought about it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode of the podcast. We have 2 more really fun ones in store for you in the next couple
really
of weeks.
fun.
Next week, we're witches. Oh, no. It's our Halloween episode. I don't know.
Whatever.
And then the following week, we have my mom and my sister.
Just constantly spoiling the witches.
Sorry. Oh, I guess yeah.
Yeah.
Then the next week's my mom and my sister. We had a great time. I'm actually like, sometimes I'm like, when we film these bulk episodes, I'm like, please God, give us enough to talk about. But I think we had 3 really solid episodes.
Oh, me too.
And I'm proud of us.
I'm so proud
And
of
we had
us.
a great time.
We had a good time until something really scary happened.
Oh. Next week really is spooky for our spooky episode of the season.
Very scary.
Like, honestly, pretty fucking
Like, no
scary.
clickbait scary.
All right, you guys. Well, make sure you're following both of us on social media. You're watching Lizzie's vlogs. You're watching my vlogs. We love you so much and so appreciate you watching us and hanging out with us.
Should we tell them about Shane's video, too? Should we plug Shane's video?
Oh, my gosh. And, yeah, Shane's main channel video is out.
Shane's main channel video is out. I'm great in it.
She's a star. You're so funny in it, so hilarious, and it is a mind effing video. Like,
It's a... Did you not want to say fuck for the millionth time in this
Okay.
episode?
Okay.
It was just interesting that you chose this time to just say effing. Is it because we're at Sonic?
Yeah.
And you're being a decent lady now?
Sorry.
It is a mind F. If you haven't seen Shane's new video, go see Shane's new video.
Thank you so much for watching and supporting our channel. It really never misses us. You know, 3 years into this, we're so lucky you're still here and watching. We love you very much. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. And that's the sip.
I went low key because I already put another pickle in my mouth.